Yeah, now stand and cheer for your Talking Basketball Podcast.
Hello, welcome to another edition of the Talking Basketball Podcast. I am Mark.
I am Paul. Hello.
Hello, hello. We're back with the BBL Championship.
And look, I talk to our fans. There's one subject they want us to talk about. So just throw the things out there.
Is it
let's get onto it.
Is it the fact that there was 8 games this first week back because we had the trophy? We watched the trophy. The trophy was good. We both enjoyed that, didn't we? The trophy was great.
Trophy was great.
Yeah, and it was a great ending.
Great ended. Let's get on to the subject, Mark, that no one's talking about.
Yeah, okay.
It's a secret.
It is the secret. So we've had quite a few games this week. But the main one everyone wants to talk about is Manchester Giants versus Plymouth City Patriots. It was the first game of the week played on February the 1st in the city of Manchester.
Right, do you want to just go through the rest of the fixtures? Just say who won.
Just say who won each one. Okay, so we're going to start from the Leicester game and work backwards. So Cheshire Phoenix were playing Newcastle Eagles. Cheshire won that by 9 points. Fairly good win there. Actually, by 11 points, sorry. London Lions played Plymouth City at home in the Copper Box. 3 guesses who won there. London Lions won that one. Caledonia played against the Bristol Flyers. Caledonia only just scraped that one through. That was Bristol's to lose and, win rather. And I actually thought Bristol were going to pull that one through, but they didn't. They lost.
Next.
Manchester Giants before that played against Cheshire Phoenix at home, and Manchester lost to Cheshire. No surprise there. Did a great job. Trophy winners. They showed their class.
Next.
Surrey Scorchers played at home to the Leicester Riders, and they lost by 20 points. The Scorchers got absolutely scorched. Then we go to Newcastle Eagles playing at home against the London Lions. That was supposed to be a really big matchup. Turned out it wasn't really because it was an 18-point loss. So I think Newcastle will be feeling that one quite badly because they should have done a bit better than that. But it doesn't matter because Surrey Scorchers were playing at home to Sheffield Sharks and the Scorchers took the victory by 7 points. And that rolls us all the way back to the beginning of the week. Manchester Giants playing at home against Plymouth City Patriots.
No one's talking about it.
No one's talking about it, even
let's talk why.
Even though Plymouth City Patriots were the away team and they won by a decent amount. It was 79 to 93, Plymouth taking the victory. So you could go, hey, Plymouth did a good job there. A nice deficit, I'd like to say. I wouldn't be unhappy with that. 14-point win.
Look, I'll be honest, Mark. I've not even looked at the score because of what happened at the end of the game. I've not even looked at it. No. Okay, so Plymouth get the away win. Yeah, okay, Plymouth I saw a thing that said Plymouth claim the away win.
Plymouth are getting the away win. And let's just put it into context before we get into the main detail. So Plymouth are bottom of the league. They have played 22 games. They've got 4 wins in the league now. 18 losses. They're bottom of the league. They are rock bottom. Manchester Giants are literally the next on the list. They've played 3 more games and they've won 3 more games. So it was sort of, I want to say, a battle of the bottom of the league, so to speak. But it's kind of where they were standing. To finish off the table in 8th position, you got Surrey Scorchers, 7th Bristol Flyers, 6th at the moment Newcastle Eagles, 5th Leicester Riders, 4th Sheffield Sharks, 3rd Cheshire Phoenix, 2nd Caledonia Gladiators, and number 1, the Voldemort, who shall not be named.
Don't say that.
Well,
just because they're winning.
I know.
Don't say that.
There was a really good, there's a really good social media post by London Lions, who are number 1 at the moment, with 48 points. Yeah. 27 wins. They're storming away, give them the crown. But there's a really good post by them.
I've got 5 games in hand.
And they're
playing in Europe.
But they actually put on their social media, we hear the crowds. We hear the boos. We use it for fuel. Like, we hear what you guys are shouting and stuff like that. We just turn up anyway and play and stuff. There's one of the players who actually put out there, and you go, we joke around giving them a bit of grief, but the reality is it must actually be quite difficult for them, where they do have an advantage, they do have a depth of a team, and people do actually actively go out their way to not like the Lions, even though they're one of the best team, one of the top teams in Europe. They're competing. They're doing really well. We should be really proud of that. Instead, we try and
it's just
knock them down.
Yeah, it's just running away with it, and just people want it a bit closer. Can we talk about the subject yet, Mark, please?
Well, I think we've done pretty well to cover all of that in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's pretty good going. So the subject in hand.
All right, I would first of all just like to say a huge shout out to my source, who I will not name, who sent me the video that's going all around social media. He sent it to me really early. We were talking about this event, and I sent you the video that he sent me, and you were like, "Bloody hell, that was quick." So we're just looking at it now. So this is an incident that happened after the Manchester game in Manchester, and I'm going to say anything that we say now, I'm going to say allegedly happened, okay? Because I'm not there. I'm looking at a video, and it can be things that you see online can be twisted a little bit. I get it. However, the incident I'm looking at here looks like the crowd are getting more involved in the game than they should.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
So they're clearly, is it two guys clearly saying something? They're clearly getting emotional, and it looks like is that a player? Manchester player's gone over and has talked. And you know what? In any of these incidents, it's always when more people come in, that's when it kicks off. It's almost, I don't want to say the third man, but that's what I mean. When you got two boxers, it's when the third man comes in and like, whoa, that's when it kind of snaps.
Yeah, absolutely. There's too many personalities in one place. There's more cooks, and it just ruins it off, doesn't it?
I get it. No one's talking about it because they want to look into it. But can I just talk about the kid?
Well, yeah. So first of all, just to I want to formalise it. If you go onto Plymouth's Patriots website, there's a statement from the British Basketball League. If you go onto the website of Manchester Giants, there is a statement also written from the Basketball League. If you go onto the Basketball League, there is a statement written by the Basketball. They're all the same statement, which reads, they are fully cooperating with the leagues to investigate the incident took place. They will work closely, blah, 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 blah. And the conclusion of the disciplinary process, the club nor its players will make any further comment. So this game was taken again, 1st of February.
Last week.
1st of February. Yep. Last Thursday.
And it's not too bad. So 4 days, okay.
Yep. But still, 4 days is pretty clear what's going on, and no one wants to talk about it at all.
Yeah, and
why do they not want to talk about it?
I reckon, so what we're talking about is you've got I think it's two guys courtside.
Yep.
Player comes up and they start talking. More people pile into this debate.
Yep.
And it becomes quite heated. And then here we go. Someone pushes, and then it all starts turning into a bit of pushing. But right at the start, and this is what I want to talk about, it's that young man in the red.
Yeah.
There's a young man, I want to say, what is he, 10?
There's a kid, 12 maybe, yeah.
And it looks like he gets like an elbow.
Looks like he's there with a lady and another person, because they all sort of seem to be sitting together.
Look, as soon as that happens, where they're all crowding around, I wouldn't be saying, look, the lady gets up thinking, right, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And then, it just kicks off.
And what happens is
he falls in a chair.
It basically, if you haven't seen the clip, it will be out there. I'm sure.
I think you should put it out there, Mark. Share it on our thing. You going to do that, or is that too much?
I don't know. We'll see, because at the moment they said they're investigating it. If it goes on a few more days,
it's everywhere though. It's everywhere. You might as well chuck it on.
So the main thing is, some people have pointed out certain players, certain names, certain people. One of the people that they point out is someone who actually comes over. It doesn't actually do anything, doesn't get involved in any way. It's just there in this instance. You go, which is the gentleman in the hat. Was one of our Commonwealth Games medalists. But he actually doesn't do anything. He comes over. He's not playing. He's just he was part of Manchester's setup. Unfortunately, what you can see is that there's a really bad lacking of security for a start. There's like two people that they're lacking. They're clearly not trained. They're not really know what's going on. Then you're getting too many people pile in. But the big problem is a player from the Giants actually comes in and takes a swing. And we've seen, look.
Hang on, look. There's two. I can see. Is that two guys in orange, like stewards?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, but that's it. And it's woefully, it's not enough. I mean,
refs are having a good watch.
It's one of those things where
they should be able to come up with a report for that.
Well,
look, just all three of them standing watching.
Why are the refs not coming over and taking the players away for a start? Why are the other players? So this player in particular, I can't find out who the name is. I've got an idea, but I'm not going to throw it out just because I can't confirm it. But that one particular player starts actually throwing punches.
Oh, yeah. So I missed that. Yeah. No, there's some punches thrown.
So he's the one he's the reason that everyone knocks over. He's the reason that people get punched. It's all solely on that one guy there. Now, I will say,
he doesn't instigate that, does he?
Yeah, he's the instigator. If you watch it again, he's the one.
Let's have a look. Whilst I'm just watching this again, like, look.
So
let me have a look. Let me have a look at this. He's coming over. Let me focus. Hang on a second. He's right there. He's right behind.
Now, there. See, he hits someone over there, and then he hits that other guy.
Yeah. I mean, look. Can I just focus on the young man for a second? I'd like to shout out, if anyone knows who that young man is, please contact UK Basketball Podcast at gmail.com. Mark, we need to send him something.
Oh yeah, we'd love to. If you can get in contact with us,
stickers or a T-shirt from the show,
or go on our Instagram or anything like that. If you know this young man, maybe that's what we'll do. We won't show the video necessarily of that. We'll show a video of that young man with this incident going on in the background. We'll put that and say, if you know this young man, or if you're one of the parents or the adults associated to that,
well,
get in contact with us on the show. We'll put that on Instagram, and if the community go and see it,
I don't know if you're allowed to do that and say, who is this? I don't know, because it's like a minor.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Get the adults to get in contact
anyone
with us.
who's involved in that, or around that, will have a good idea.
Well, I've had about 4 or 5 messages now that I've replied to, people saying, "Yeah, did you see this? It's shocking." And every single person, the first thing they put, I mean,
everyone, you see the kid first, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, look, just to give you an idea of some of the people who are commentating on it, and it's not just like far away. Some of the actual comments are from people we've had on show. One of them being E-Man, for example. He actually put a comment on there. I can't find it at the moment. Right, there he is, right there. I don't know why I'm looking right at it. But it is something that you go, this shouldn't happen. A player, you don't want people throwing punches. Just, I know sports get heated, blah, 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 blah. And we always talk about a physical part of the game. But that's a fan, for starters. Now, there's no way to defend if things have been said that were bad, offensive, blah, 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 whatever it may be.
That's the thing. No one knows.
No one knows what was said. But the reality is, you're a professional sports person. Part of your job, it's like a celebrity saying, "Oh God, someone took a photo of me as I fell out of a taxi." Well, that's going to happen because you're famous. That's part of what you've signed up for. If you are on a rival team, and at the moment, the circumstantial is pointing to the fact that these people in question are related to one of the Plymouth players. So that it looks at the moment as though they are relatives or close family members of the captain of the Plymouth team.
And you know what? You noticed straight away.
Yeah, so when I said before London played against the Patriots in the rest of the week, that captain's not on the team. And he's not on the scorebook at all. Well, why wouldn't you be if you're playing against London Lions? So that's going to be one of your biggest games of the season. Because, in fairness, if you're one of the people at the bottom of the league, you want to play the Lions, because not only are the Patriots one of the only teams to dent the crown, which they did, but also it's a chance to show all the people in that facility, "Hey, look, I'm a good baller," and it's an advert for yourself. So if he's not playing, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I agree. Oh man, I've got so many thoughts about this. First of all, if someone gets in touch and tells us who that kid is, we're going to send you know, his parents some stuff, free stuff or something to give to him.
Yeah, or if he's part of the basketball club or someone at the Giants.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if he'll want one, but look, we'll get him the National League club here is the Portsmouth Force. We can even send him a Portsmouth Force jersey.
We'll sign it.
A t-shirt or some stickers or something like that. We'll get that to him.
Yeah.
Please contact us. Now, look, no, this incident shouldn't happen. So my first thought is, why is away fans getting courtside seats? I know that's might be a silly thing to say, but if I was in charge of the Manchester arena or the ticket sales, I would not be going, yeah, you've got front row seats for whoever you want. I'd be putting them in the corner where they can't have any impact on the game. Now, let's also...
Yeah, even these back corners over here, there's no one sat.
Just chuck them up the top in the corner.
Yeah.
Also, there's my understanding, just based on what I hear from a couple of sources, that allegedly this isn't the first time that this has happened. And
no, that has been raised up.
And these individuals have been very vocal, very threatening on the court before.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Again, allegedly. And we can see it's difficult because this is out there. And this is, you know, this is one of the things that they have to accept and the league has to accept. All the clubs have to accept. This is the part of the reality. As much as anyone wants to control a situation like this nowadays, this is on someone's phone. You can't stop someone saying, hey, I was at this and this is what I saw. It's you know, that's...
an incident like that, you tell me there's an incident and I'm like, okay, what's happened? And next thing I do, I just start asking, you know, it doesn't take that much effort to get this kind of thing.
No, exactly. And this was these videos are already up and out there. But it's a real shame because you think there's so many bits about this picture that paint the league in such a negative light. And that's what...
I don't know about that.
Well,
I don't know about that.
Well, do you know what? I think it does. Because that's what made me... First thing that made me angry.
That doesn't represent the league.
But
it could me...
But that represents the league for anyone who went, oh, you know what? I'm going to give watching a game tonight. They'd have seen that and gone, nah, you're right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's not... It's bad promo is how it's, you know, if you're going to take... Yeah, it's a bit of bad advertisement, isn't it?
Some bloke, a professional player comes in and punches someone who's in the crowd and they knock a kid over. I don't, you know, literally, if you wrote that out, that's not a good look. It doesn't matter which way it is. Then you've got the venue and you go, your staff are woefully trained and you're well understaffed for security.
I think that is probably the bigger impact here. So just in the video that we got on repeat now, I can see 2 security guards. And let's face it, this is just repeating again. Let's just focus on this for a second.
Well, let's put it in the physics term.
One looks like a young man. He must be fairly small. There's the other guy coming in. Look, he's fairly small. They're just...
Yeah, and you say these guys are fairly small. They might be 6'2". These are basketball players. Some of these are 6'8", 7 foot.
They're not doing anything. I mean, one guy's in the middle trying to do it. Oh man, he gets taken to the floor.
Well, yeah,
he's
the one
guy gets taken to the floor.
So he takes one of the people.
It's not security. When you go National League, you have to have a certain number of stewards. That's just a steward. That's just a kid who's just trying to break it up, lads.
Yeah.
So I think that where this will impact the league is, I think stewardship or security will have to be ramped up for these kinds of incidents.
Well, do you remember?
They should have been thrown out the game. If depending on what you're saying, you know,
I would ban them from the league straight off the bat.
It depends on what they're saying. And this is something I've been talking about for ages, is what kind of atmosphere does the league, even nationally, what kind of atmosphere do they want at basketball games? Yep. Do they want, like in Eastern Europe or around Europe, you have those, I'd say like a football crowd mentality.
Setting off fireworks. Yeah. They're going nuts, aren't they?
And, you know, so when you get, I mean, look, we're in a country which has got such a diversity of different cultures. You're going to have that come together. And, you know, like I was in a game yesterday and it happened, like, you know, and it's just one of those things where it's just something that happens. But I think the league needs to say, look, are we going to turn not the entertainment side, are we going to allow this to be like a football event, or do we want to kind of follow more the American style of you have this entertainment package and it's let's go Giants, let's go, all of that. But where you get this clash of cultures coming together, I mean, that to me looks like you've got someone being very verbal from the side. Now, if security goes up to that and say, calm down, you're going to ask you to leave. This doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's not even going to start.
This doesn't happen. When the first guy comes over, security, sir, you need to go back. You need to leave. Game's finished. Get out. Again, I don't think any travelling opposition are going to get courtside seats again in Manchester. I wouldn't. If I was the owner, I'd be like, no way. Don't let anyone get courtside seats.
That's it. That's the two faults are really the level of the security and the player who's in the white t-shirt.
One guy, look, he's got him in a headlock. You can't. He's trying, but
yeah, he gets punched by that guy.
It's difficult. You know what? It's really difficult, and this is something I'm just going to highlight to you. When I was learning to be a referee, and if two players were fighting, I was taught, do not pull one of the players back, because if you grab the player and pull him back, you might be holding his arms down. Yeah. Now you're stopping him from defending himself.
Oh, yeah.
So, point. I mean, I'm just throwing that.
Or you'll get
from a security perspective. This is as a ref, but look, the refs do that exactly perfectly. Like, they're sitting back watching it, and they're just going, okay, because they know they're looking at it going, well, I'm going to be doing a big report here.
Yeah.
They're all watching it and all going to be talking about it. They're going to be writing a big report after that. Security guy, he's got him in a headlock. There's so many things, so many different ways you can analyze this. I don't think it's right to say the player was wrong, the security, even the guys. I think the league have got a tough job to analyze that.
I will say,
you can analyze that several ways.
The only thing I'll disagree with is, I think that player, I don't care who you are, that player punches him and he punches him. He started the whole thing off by doing the punch back there, and he punches the second guy.
However, the guy's ripping his shirt before he throws a punch.
No, I get that. This is during a fight.
He's ripping his he's pulling him shit, and you need to let me go.
The guy he punches is the security guy.
I'm just watching this again. Look, he can't get his arm out.
He punches that guy who's the security guy.
He's trying to pull back, and he can't get his shirt out.
No, because he's trying to punch this guy here.
I think you're making all the focus on him. Look, watch this. He's trying to back off now. He's trying to let his arm stuck.
Yeah, because he's grabbed hold of it. So he tries to punch that guy and ends up punching the security guy.
Yeah. But can you see what I mean? It's difficult. You can look at this.
Of course you can. But
go back. How did this all start?
But
these two clowns.
Yeah, it all starts.
Just talking crap.
Yeah.
You can see these. Look, those two guys down there have started. And for Plymouth to not start their captain in the next game speaks volumes to me.
Well, of course it does.
Where the relationship is.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No,
I could be wrong.
Well,
but
why would you not start your captain?
Personally, I think this could be the end of Plymouth.
Well, the problem with Plymouth at the moment is they've just lost. They've confirmed. Everyone knew that they were losing the pavilion, so they need a new home for Plymouth basketball. Then it turns out, the CEO stepped down after Christmas, even though they knew in brackets that was coming. It's very interesting that that's wrapped up. They're bottom of the league. They're not going anywhere. And then someone that it potentially looks like our family affiliated with the captain just kick off a massive thing. You go allegedly, yes. There's no way of that, but everyone in social wise has been pointing out these two are associated with these people in
and lots of people
familiar way.
It's happened multiple times. This isn't the first time.
No, there's been reports in Sheffield and reports in Leicester and certain away games of, and this was like last year as well as the year before potentially.
Also, the other thing is, like, if you can do something to damage your, a relationship's career, like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah.
If Plymouth turned around and said, right, you're not going to play for us anymore. Like, you're going to if that's your brother or sister or whatever it is, you're going to feel pretty crap, aren't you? And go, hang on, just because I shouted whatever he was going to shout.
Yep.
Thing is, we don't know what's been going on. Now, if I turned around and said, I don't want to say this because you know what I mean.
If this was related to someone commenting on someone's beliefs or religion or appearance,
people
or
are looking at it
like
completely differently. So it'll be really interesting what this is about. What's been said?
Yeah, what has been said. But you can break it down in why are these two clowns standing up and doing that? The guys on the court who are looking after the court managers should at this point be going, get off the court. So I don't know, the guy in the suit is turning up, but everyone should be going, off you go. And you never know what it is. That one person is stuck in the middle of everyone else. It should all be go. And then unfortunately, the agitation comes here.
Oh, the poor. This is just, I would say,
and then
actually great publicity.
Well,
if the kid doesn't get hit.
Well,
because the kid gets hit, and you can see he holds his left ear, and you can see his face is just about to go. Ah. Look, that's the first thing I focus on and feel sorry for.
But my problem I have with is you are a professional player. It doesn't matter what you're doing. And if you look at the NBA now and you go, there's plenty of people who've had fights, especially Draymond in the last few times, choking someone out, giving someone a reverse elbow. Now look at who got penalised in Malice from the Palace. Because Malice from the Palace is one of the few times in the NBA where a player has punched someone in the crowd. And what happened there? It was Jermaine O'Neal, I believe.
Are we going to call this Malice in Manchester?
Malice in Manchester, absolutely.
That you just got the name of your episode.
But that is it. Because you can't punch a fan. If you're a professional player, you shouldn't be punching anyone on the court, but especially not the people who are paying to come and see you. If someone's heckling you, I'm sure they're saying awful things, but regardless of what it is, you are a professional. You got to take the big weight.
The aggression is coming from the spectators there. They're the ones who are holding their hands up, and it looks like they're going to 23 or they're doing something like that.
Oh yeah, they're definitely doing something that is.
Those fans are not there. There's no incident. If you're a player and you're being professional, which you should do, you're a professional player. Who gives a crap what those losers are saying? Who cares what they're saying?
Give them the finger, walk off.
Don't even don't even engage. Just walk off.
And that's the thing. You go, the venue failed by not getting these guys out of the way. Having other people injected and coming across is no good. But when someone in particular then gets too agitated and then will push here, bang, there you go, there's the first punch. So he throws the first punch and then it kicks it all off. And unfortunately, you go, it should never have got to that stage. But then when it was at that stage, they're all professionals, so you should walk away, not I'm going to throw a punch and then it all gets like this. It's just a shame because it shows a real hole in a level of professionalism.
I think every team in the BBL now are going to be getting a letter from
the BBL.
From the BBL saying you need security there now.
So would you like a little twist on this?
Oh no, what's happened?
No, would you like a little twist?
Yeah.
So last year, Manchester Giants went into administration in 2023. And so while they were looking for a premium sponsorship, their ownership went back to the league. So technically the BBL, I still believe at the moment currently own Manchester Giants.
Oh.
As well as London Lions, they own outright anyway. But the league ownership, in brackets, they're kind of the people who look after them. Because there's no one person who owns Manchester Giants. The person who did or was, I think it got liquidated. So isn't that an interesting twist? That,
yeah.
That the league are actually the ones, if someone was going to get fined, who would get fined? If this was in Plymouth, it'd be the people who own Plymouth. If this was in Caledonia, it'd be in Plymouth. If it was in Newcastle Eagles, it would be the MD and the people of Virtue Stadium. They'd be getting penalised for this. But it's not. It's in Manchester. who are actually owned by the league. So what does the league do in that instance? Because this would be, it's almost equivalent of the league penalising, I don't know, London. It's like there's a conflict of interest there.
Well, I think there's potential this could be the last time we see Plymouth.
There's
not like in the season.
But
that's what I think. Because you were talking about home court difficulties. You're talking about the guy who wants to sell the club. You've now got this. I mean,
but here's the bit I don't get, and you said it yesterday when I told you about this. This is at the end of the game. Like, this isn't, oh, they lost by 1 point or 2 points. They got hammered. They'd lost by like 17 or something crazy like that. Like, the game was well over. There was no coming back from the game. So what's the need for that?
But you're right, you're highlighting the professionalism should take over. You know, you're not only being paid for your craft, you're, you know, being looked up to by lots of people. You just walk off. You know, it'd be like whatever. Like, by engaging with that stupidity, you'll bring the players bring themselves down to that level.
All right,
I'm gonna
put a lighter mood on that. We can learn from this. Everyone, the league can learn from this. The sports can learn from this. There's things they can take away and get straight away, like the security and stuff. Can you imagine now everyone in the league is going to get an email from the league? Right, first thing on Tuesday morning, you are now going to be doing a safety and awareness video, and we're going to do a special course for you on player safety and courtesy to the attending fans. They're going to have like the HR and the people involved and stuff like that.
I wonder if there's a fine for like a rule that says if you do something as a player, this is like, what's the disciplinary on the player?
The player that threw the punch in suspension, like now, until they figure out what they can do with them. That's like a 5-game suspension, which in this league, you're out of the league. So
5 game. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, 5 games. There's only 36. Okay. There's only 36 games. So I would bin that person off. What I would actually, but you can't throw a punch like at someone. That's it. More to the point, those 2 spectators banned from any arena for BBL. Just ban them.
I agree with that.
And that's what they do in football, if I remember rightly. Like, you know, when you have football hooligans
banned from the Premier,
and they ban them from the league. That's it. You cannot come into a facility. And if they're attached to a player, unfortunately for that player, they have got a black spot against their name now. They're tarnished because you go, mate, that's the baggage you bring. No one's going to want that. Oh, what, you want to go back and if it's the player, it is the people who are in question.
We'd have to look back and see what that player's contributing. If it's like, can you bring someone else in to replace that? It's I mean, okay, without baggage.
It is the player. If it is the player in question that has familial ties to these people, they, you know, 15, 16 points a game maybe, but they are the captain. And you go, well, if you're going to lose that player, you are the captain of the...
You're like, if it is this player, you're the captain.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the only player is. But what I'm saying is they're a captain of the bottom league, bottom team in the league. And as we've said, there's no getting, you know, pushed down. So the reality is they could just gut the whole team and rebuild again if they wanted to.
My prediction is you're not going to have Plymouth in the league next year. Not based on this, but I think if you're the owner...
There's too many ducks in a row now.
It's just going to go, oh, what's it like? Let's just can it. And that's disappointing. So when you look about... If that happens, you got to look at these 2 fans and go, oh, thanks. Nice one.
Yeah, you've contributed to that.
I feel sorry. If it does end up like that, I feel sorry for
Would that be a shame?
Patriots fans because of these 2 idiots.
Well, but Plymouth basketball as a whole, because, you know, like Portsmouth Force went and played the Raiders, and people down in the Raiders and Plymouth has had quite a long history with basketball. So it's you know, in the UK at least, it would be a shame to lose a team.
Those guys just been chucked out straight away. The way they're behaving there, the fans, I'm assuming they've been vocal during the game. I'm guessing,
I'd have thought so.
But I'd imagine they'd be crossing a line during the game. And if that was me organising that, I'd be, guys, go on, get people in. You're right. The best way to deal with that is just ban them from all games.
Yeah, there's no need for something like that.
Say to them, go and enjoy basketball in a park.
Yeah.
That's what you can enjoy.
And in terms of that player who threw the punch and then threw a second punch, unfortunately, you lost your temper and you will get penalised for that.
But I'm watching it. Someone's grabbing him now. He could turn around and say, I was defending myself. Someone was grabbing me and pulling me down.
Yeah, we can't see. But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter unless someone is doing something.
Look, someone's grabbing hold of him.
Sure.
He could turn around and say, I'm defending myself.
Doesn't matter. He threw the first punch. He's a physical player.
If I'm grabbing you, you're like, I'm just doing it to Mark now. Like, I'm doing this to you. I'm now threatening you. By pulling you like this.
But he punched them in the face. It's a bit rather than slap them off or anything like that.
But what was he supposed to do? Excuse me, can you please let go of me? You're pulling me down. I don't know. I think the BBL have got a tough job to deal with that.
Well,
I think they could ban those two idiots from going to games, going to away games, whatever it is. Actually, they got to ban them because these guys, did they have to play them in Plymouth at that point?
Yeah.
We should go down for that game. We should go to Plymouth for that game.
Well,
get our photo taken with these idiots.
No, you're right. I wouldn't want to make them famous. They don't deserve anything. Other than just be barred.
I forgot what I was talking about.
It's stuff like that ruins it. And, you started it, but we'll finish on it. That kid is sitting at the front. He's smack in the middle.
That's
enjoying
the
sitting on
worst
the
thing
thing.
about it.
Yeah.
If he wasn't there, it'd been like, oh, okay, like,
And the whole scuffling and all that sort of stuff, it doesn't matter which way.
If you know that young man, please email ukbasketballpodcast@gmail.com and we'd like to send him a few things like a basketball jersey. We got a couple of stickers or a t-shirt, a Talking Basketball Podcast t-shirt,
boxing gloves.
We got some NBA stickers. You can send him some of those.
Yeah. Tell us if he likes a certain team.
We got a little, you know what? I'll send him that if he wants that. It says Talking Basketball Podcast pad, and it was what I had in Australia, and it's got all my Adelaide 36ers notes. I will send that to him. Hey, it's got some of the notes I did for the Bad Boys episode.
Hang on.
And some of the BBL. He can have that. If they get in touch, they can have that.
You're going to give the kid who got hit a pre-written on notepad.
Or we can rip those pages out if he doesn't like them. But
your generosity knows no. What about a last Rolo? Pack of Rolos.
Hey, I'll send him with. Look, I got a pack of Rolos there as well. You can have that.
You can have the Rolos. That's it. That makes it everything better.
But look, I don't know if anyone in Manchester's listened to it, but if they do, definitely. Yeah, if you know who it is,
And I think
tell them to be in touch and we'll send some stuff. This is where you receive like 500 emails going, yeah, I'm that kid.
I'm the kid, send me the Rolos.
Yeah.
But I think, you highlighted it. No one's talking about it. And they said they're going to do a full investigation. Well, I'll be honest. That was like 4 or 5 days ago.
I'd like to hear the referee or see the referee's report on that.
I'm sure the rest will be like,
go there. If it kicks off, you sit back and observe. That's what you do.
Just take notes.
Yeah, because that referee's report is vital. I mean, the only challenge the refs got is they're at court level. So when there's that big crowd they can't see, it's almost be better if they grabbed a chair and stood on it. But it would be really interesting to hear that, read the referee's perspective, because they could turn around and say these guys were being extremely abusive on the side of the court.
Yeah.
It got so abusive that there was passion. A guy came over. I mean, it's kind of right in itself, really. I think you can kind of see what's happening.
Yeah, you can see where it could be going.
Someone's lost a game. The frustration's there. The passion's there. But I think there's lots going on. But I mean, it's a bit embarrassing for the league, and I think it dents that, that family atmosphere, doesn't it? Really?
Oh, 100%. But
can I just say, defending the British Basketball League, it is the best league in England. And this is a one-off event that was created by the looks of it of some two guys, I don't know, who've got a reputation for starting trouble at games, who are, I'm going to be nice to them now and say overly passionate, but they look like idiots on the thing. But that is an absolute one-off. How many times have, like, go through with all the social media stuff, how many times have we seen that, let's say this season? Well, that's the first time we've seen that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean, there's been a couple of scuffles, but it's a game that we expect it, and we like seeing passionate people. There's nothing wrong with having a scuffle. The problem with this is just a different thing.
Yeah, and, but again, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's bad for the league, because it's like, look, you had Malice and Palace. That happened. It happened. Sometimes things happen. It's out of control. So I don't think this is bad for the league. I just think I'd look at it in a positive way. It's like, okay, right, we need at least whatever security guards at each event. So if there are guys who are being aggressive, it's like, chill out, mate, or you're being chucked out.
As they call it, a teachable moment.
A teachable moment.
A teachable moment. A growth activator.
So I think that's what's going to come of this.
Yeah. A few players are going to get wrist slapped.
There's going to be some suspensions. And my biggest worry is this another domino in the demise of Plymouth? And I hope it's not, because we've got a soft spot for Plymouth. Yeah. We think
Pat Wrights could disappear.
Pat Wrights, the legend. You've got...
Would he go to a dog's home?
That's a great court. You've got great support
at the pavilion, but they've binned it off. Yeah.
No, but the fans are absolutely great, and we've heard from players who have played there. We've heard people who have supported against them, that their fan base is absolutely fantastic. So, if this is one of the dominoes that moves them away from the BBL, I think that would be a shame.
Yeah, it does seem to be. It does seem to be a warning sign, doesn't it? For sure. But you never know. It could just be the kick up the bum they need, and someone comes in and rescues it. Just like, the BBL got bought into, and London Lions got bought into, and they also own Liverpool, I believe. And look at how BBL are doing the media coverage now, and how they're presenting the league and really trying to lift it all up.
Yeah.
And for years, the BBL wasn't very polished, should we say. But it's fair, isn't it? Whereas the last couple of years, since the new people have got on board, it's a polished product now. And they're really, really, doing great things with media and doing great things with getting people excited about it. But Paul's just throwing rubbish literally around the studio.
Well, I know the bin's in that direction, so I'm throwing it that way. And when we finish, I'll go around and pick it all up and put it in the bin.
Will you?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I do think, and I've said this a few times, there's no such thing as bad publicity. If they spell your name right, that's all that matters. I think it was Elton John who said that. If they spell your name right, that's all that matters. I don't think...
Eldridge Bond said that, did he?
What did I say?
No, it's a joke.
It doesn't look great, but let's face it, the BBL could also give that kid free tickets for him and his family to go and watch the All-Star game, as an example.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
If I was the Plymouth Patriots, I'd be getting him a full kit. I'd be giving him a training session. I'm assuming he was part of the away group. Maybe he's part of Manchester. Whoever he was supporting, whoever the team is that he's supporting, they should get him a jersey. I would be giving him a signed jersey from the team or his favourite player. I'd be giving him his favourite player's physical jersey and say, there you go. We apologise for that. That kid deserves it.
Yeah,
wrap your arms around a fan who is losing their, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's just lost that passion. I don't know if I want to go back. Wrap your arms around them, because, yeah, you want that young man to come back to games, and I think it is in the power of the league and teams to do that.
100%.
Hey, every team in the BBL should send that kid a jersey.
Come and support us instead, like one of those.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like, everyone send him a jersey from one of their players. That would be really cool. But there's things they could do. All-Star game.
Look,
free season ticket for every supports for the rest of the season.
Every single owner
Great idea.
Every single owner will be watching that game. Everyone out, in other things going, they'll ask questions. How's our security? What do we do in these instances?
Well, look, the
what
BBL
do we
are going to bring that up?
Yeah, 100%. But everything that, the second you see something like that and you go, there was faults on a few areas by our staff, by the hosting, by the away people, by the players. There's I want to say catalogue of errors there. But ultimately, a fan gets injured, and you go, that's the. How do we change that? So everyone's going to be looking at it, going, oh, yeah.
Look, I'm fairly confident when I speak for this kid now. Like, I've got kids, and you can see the impact of the thing. So he looks like he'll be all right, but he's going to feel a lot better if he gets family tickets for the All-Star game, a season ticket for the rest of the season for him and his family.
Yeah. Oh God,
whatever team he supports. If he gets a jersey from his favourite player, maybe some of the other teams send him a jersey.
Because he's at a basketball
we'll
game.
Send him a jersey.
He's not been dragged there for a laugh. It's like
T-shirt, all of that.
Yeah.
He can sit at the next... Look, Mark, he can sit in the next game having that packet of Rolos. That is his if they come forward. That is his. And that will make it a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it would. And do you know what else? It's taken away from the fact of all the other games this week. Because as much as we would go, oh yeah, these are...
No one's interested in it.
It's
Everyone's
just,
waiting for the statement to come out.
Yeah, and 4 days, there's no statement. The biggest statement, as you said, is the fact that a team captain's disappeared, and
it'll be really interesting to keep an eye. Let's keep an eye on the box score and see when some of what Patriot players come back in the squad.
Yeah. So we do have games coming up this week, and I'll just mention those briefly before we go. So the main ones this week are going to be...
When are Plymouth playing Manchester again?
That's what I was going to get into. So February the 8th, which is on a Thursday, February the 8th. You'll probably be listening to this on a Wednesday or a Thursday. So London Lions are playing Sheffield Sharks in the Copper Box. So I think that's a foregone conclusion there, really, isn't it? Leicester Riders are playing Plymouth City Patriots in Leicester. So Plymouth are going to be away there.
So we had Malice in Manchester. We're now going to have Malice in Leicester. They're not letting those guys in.
Yeah.
They're keeping an eye out for him now.
Wow.
I'd like to hope anyway.
We'd like to hope so, yeah. And also, it'll be worth looking as well at what's happening with Manchester, who's playing in Manchester. The other games we've got coming up, Newcastle versus Caledonia, and that's going to be in Newcastle, February the 9th. We've also got Scorchers and the Patriots. So that's another game, and that's going to be in Surrey Sports Park. So that's not a million miles away. Again, we'll keep an eye out for certain players. Bristol Flyers playing against the Cheshire Phoenix. That might be an interesting one. And Manchester Giants are going to be playing at home to the Newcastle Eagles. So I think the Eagles will probably sweep that one.
Oh.
But it'll be interesting to see who's playing on the Manchester Giants as well, if any of the players may or may not be on the score sheets as well.
But when do Manchester and Plymouth come together again?
Ooh.
That
is the question.
Or do they? I mean, we're about, 24, 25 games into the season now?
Yeah, let's have a quick
look. If you're London, you've almost finished.
Yeah, I mean...
they got 5 games. Everyone's got 5 games in hand.
Yeah,
they got to play to catch up with London. I wonder why that is, because London are flying through their games and they're in Europe.
They do
Can
knock them out.
Can I just say the UK teams are doing bloody brilliant in Europe at the moment.
They are. They're really, really flying. And it is nice seeing Euro ball. And then you see and that noise you heard was Paul throwing his bottles around the office again.
As a Pepsi bottle.
Lovely.
Oh, because I said Pepsi. We're going to be sponsored by Pepsi now.
Okay, April the 5th, Plymouth City Patriots are playing Manchester Giants.
Where?
April the 5th, they are playing at Plymouth Pavilions.
Sorry, say that again. So is that 2 games or 1 game?
1 game. Plymouth are playing in April. Let's have a look and see if there's any other games.
I think it'll be heavily resolved by then.
Oh God. It should be heavily resolved by the end of this flipping week.
I think by the time you get to Plymouth, Let's see who's around, is what I'd say.
Yeah, quite. I mean,
it'll be interesting what the Plymouth mindset is on it.
Well, all I would say is if you are an owner of either of those teams, you've got a lot of things going on right now because you're trying to fight fires of various things. If you're on Manchester's team, you're looking at security, you're looking at all sorts of stuff, and you've got some players to discuss things there. And if you're in the camp of the Patriots, you're thinking, probably abandon ship, but if you're looking,
it would cross their mind.
Yeah, you would
can't
be.
say it wouldn't cross their mind. I would definitely be worried. If I was a Patriots fan, I'd be worried after seeing that.
I'm going to leave you a little nice stat that I saw today. Yeah. When you go onto this BBL, I was poking around in here and I really started enjoying looking through some of the stats things. Did you know there's a statistics tab that if you go on, you can look at it per team or per player?
Yes, I've talked about this before. I actually remember I came up with the player with the most fouls.
Yeah. So I looked, because it's me, at free throw percentage.
Wow.
And what do you think the free throw percentage is? Free throw. God. Just trying to get that out for players. There's some players of naught and some have got hundreds.
Well, 100%. Yeah, but if they've shot one free throw and they're 1 for 1 and they've got 100%, I don't look at that.
Look, this is what I like to see. Maceo Jack, you called him out before. 52 free throws, 96%.
That is John Stockton level.
That's, I like that. I just thought, because you've made Maceo Jack before, he's got a cool name, and I just thought I'd highlight that.
I think.
And when you look at
how many games are we in? 25?
Yeah, 25, 26, depending on which team
if you're over 30 free throws, that's and your percentage is higher, that's really good.
Well, when you're looking at the team totals for the teams themselves, and you're looking at free throw percentages, no team is below 70%.
Okay. Oh, you can give them a break then.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I could give them a little bit of a break.
Has anyone missed like more than 20 free throws?
Oh, what, you want me to shame them? Let's have a look. Missed more than 20.
Like they got 0% and they've missed like a load of free throws.
Okay. So
I'm not talking 1 or 5. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So 0%. No. I mean, look, there's some people here who've taken...
That's got to be the worst one. Is that 20%? And they've had 5.
They've taken 20... Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
This one there.
They're 6 out of 25. Don't say his name. Don't say his name, because he is a legend.
Wow. You just did.
He's a legend.
But that's 23% shooting. So 26 shots.
He's big man, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, that's a Shaq stat, but you gotta be doing better than 25, 26%.
Right, Mark, we're going to do a live podcast.
Yeah.
From a basketball court, and I want you to shoot some free throws.
Dude, I can't shoot free throws.
You can't. I want you to get over 25%. What was that?
That was me pressing all sorts of buttons. But more importantly, I'm not a professional basketball player, so I wouldn't profess to be able to do that. You should be getting close to 50-50.
Look,
you should be.
You should be getting at least 5%.
5%? Well, if I'm going to add 100 shots, I'm going to hit 5 of them.
Yeah.
I think I could do that.
Wow, let's see it. Let's see it. You're going to shoot 5 and one's got to go in.
I'll be honest right now. I'm not sure I'll be able to get to 100 shots. I think I would get knackered by the time.
Lazy.
100? What? You can't.
Lazy.
Well, you'd shoot 100 shots? 100 free throws?
Yeah, easy. Look, no one knows this, but when I'm playing on the court, one of the things I do if I've got the time, free throws. Last time I did it, 15 for 15.
Yeah, but you got
and then I thought, I'll stop now.
Yeah, but I'm not a shooter.
I'm not shooting anymore.
I've never been a shooter.
Mark, you only need to get 1 out of 5.
I was layup. That was it.
Next time we're on the court, I'm going to come on, Mark. Let's go. And if you don't get 1 out of 5, you're an embarrassment because you always have a go at these guys.
I can bank it though.
Well, let's see it.
No,
let's see
can I bank it? That's what I'm saying.
As long as it goes in, it doesn't matter.
I can hit a bank shot. All right. Well, there's only one last bit of news that we got for this week, and it's a very short bit of news. And it's all to do with the NBA has got the trade window. So the trade window for the NBA is finishing Thursday. So there's only 3 days left, and most of the teams have made all their big moves already this year. There's not too many players floating around, but like anything, there's always a trade window. This is that point where any of the teams in the NBA are going, what are we going to do to get that boost to hit the playoffs? If you remember, at this point, this was when Toronto grabbed Kawhi from the Spurs. Then they went on a crazy run and bang, there they go.
Who's got a big one, Mark?
Pardon?
No, I even gave you that one.
I know. So
come on, who's made a big move?
Well, there's no big moves coming. No one knows who there's going to be. They think there could be some for someone like Golden State, but at the moment, most of the teams are pretty much wrapped up. If they did, they're doing swapsies. There's no real someone's buying out. Zach LaVine in Chicago would have been potentially one, but he's literally just had he was having foot surgery, so he's out for 4 to 6 months. So you go, oh, okay, well that's not ideal sort of thing. So looking at the BBL at the moment, the NBA at the moment, everyone is really looking, going, what's going to happen? Who's going to be coming in? Who's going out? And you've got to sort of, I won't say, also raise up this whole 65 game rule. So have you seen what's happened with Joel Embiid?
Yeah, go on.
Have you seen what's happened with Joel Embiid?
What's happened?
So if you are play less than 65 games in a season now, the CBA, which is the collective bargaining agreement in the NBA, they made the rule that said you are not eligible to go into nominations. So basically, he can't be nominated for an MVP.
Really?
Yeah. You have to play at a minimum of 65. Now, here's the thing. Charles Barkley, I'm not calling him out, but I want to praise him, because Charles Barkley put it out there. He said, the reason that this was brought in, and bear in mind, this is the collective bargaining agreement between the Players Association and the league. They all agreed 65 was the minimum number of games that a player can play and be eligible for an MVP or a league thing, or going to the All-Star game, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So basically, Embiid hasn't played in Denver since 2019. Every time they're going to go and play there, he mysteriously is injured or he sits out. He never plays against Joker in Denver for some reason. No one's like, why is that? No one knows. But everyone saw it with Kawhi, where he would sit out for like 20 plus games in a season and all these sort of things. And you go, well, he'll never be allowed to get nominated for an MVP. But there's a secondary effect. And the secondary effect is their players' contracts are now getting tied into this sort of thing. So they'll say, if you don't get nominations to an All-Star,
you lose some money.
Lose some money.
I'll soon be playing.
Well, you say that, but Halliburton, who performed really well in the in-season tournament for the Indiana Pacers, he was absolutely on fire. He's had a bit of an injury, so he hasn't played enough. Chances are he might not come back in time to play enough games. Next season's contract, it forfeits, so he doesn't get he can't get a super max contract. It basically loses him $41 million.
Wow.
So, unfortunately, I think Mr. Halliburton that's gonna happen to him.
Well, that's a shame, because he's a upcoming
but
great player.
But he is injured. So the thing is, you also have got to remember,
it's a bit harsh on them a little bit, isn't it?
It is a bit harsh, but at the same time, you've got to remember all these teams now. You've gone through people who've had, we're going to call out
say injuries, yeah. And
Grant Hill,
just pay him to sit at home.
Yeah, and they sit at home. And I mean, you could argue so many. Easy Money Sniper, perfect example. They bought him in Brooklyn, and he was broken, and he just sat out for a whole year. Getting an injury. So all those things can easily happen.
So you said Embiid. So what's going on with Embiid?
He's got about 4 games left that he can have off, and he's now got to have surgery on his knee.
Oh.
And they're like, well, you're resting him. He's like, no, he's got an injury. So he played, basically. And
when you say played, what do you mean?
He went in. He would play.
Like these 65 games. How do you become eligible? Do you have to be on the court
minutes,
for how many minutes? Is it like 2 minutes, 1 minute?
No, I think you have to have minutes in a game.
Because like, could he be on the bench and go, yeah, I was on the score sheet?
No, you have to be minutes on court.
I wonder how many minutes it is, because then you could look at it. Yeah, all right, I'll turn up.
Oh, look, someone's going to pull that card. But the problem is, if you're a team, so one of the other teams at the moment have got, I can't remember which one it is, but they were actually playing the other day with 8 players. They've got 14 players on the injured list. I can't remember which one it was. It was Charlotte or something like that. You think, what? But they've got that many people injured on the list. You think, how bad are these injuries? And if you've got 14 players with injuries, there's something going on in your training or something, because you shouldn't have that many injuries. You shouldn't have more than half your team injured. But going back to this with Embiid, it's a bit harsh, isn't it? Because he basically went, I feel like I've got to play. So he played for a game, even though they're like, you're not fully recovered. He's like, yeah, but I'm going to lose getting MVP. And he's been absolutely a monster this season. He has absolutely been playing his hiney off.
Does he have your vote as MVP?
At the moment, yeah.
Wow.
He's like a Shaq V2. He's been
shocked.
Absolutely, yeah. Honestly,
I'm shocked you're not saying a Dallas player, Mark.
No, he's Embiid's absolutely. Here's the difference: Philly are much higher ranked than Mavs. Mavs are average at the moment, if not sucking a bit. They're about 7th or 8th in the league. They could do so much better, but anyway. The point being, he felt he had to play because he couldn't afford to have another thing. And what's happened now? They've gone. He is actually now officially off injured, and they're going to do either repairing little surgery, like a micro surgery, just to see if they can basically get him playing again. But that, it seems like, although the bargaining, that thing is in place, it does seem that if it's a genuine injury that someone's off injured, that seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? But they've said, yeah, you can't be an MVP if you haven't done more than 65 games.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, look, he is currently ranked as potential #1 MVP. So everything stays the same as the moment he's going to get it. 2, Jokic.
Yeah, Joker's always going to be in there because he's got the
Gilius Alexander as well. Giannis. Jason Tatum's just joined top 5 again.
Wow.
Luka Doncic 6. Durant at 8. Kawhi Leonard 9.
So I left this one for you because I don't think you've seen it yet. But we posted it on our Instagram. Go check our Instagram out, Talk Basketball Podcast. This is the LED court. That is actually how the court is going to be for the All-Star game. It's one of those glass courts that's got the LED underneath it so they can change all the images and do all that. So that's exactly what it's going to do. And that's what they're using for the dunk competition.
Hey, I brought
the
this
3-point competition.
I brought this up ages ago.
I know.
Saying, will it be... Hey, they're listening to the show, Mark.
Maybe they are.
They're listening and going,
they just
let's bring that.
That's going to be on the thing. And did you know that the three-point shooting competition is between Steph and Stephanie? Yeah. So that's going to be brilliant.
I didn't mean to say female the way I just said it. It's like
Steph and Sabrina. Sorry, not Steph.
Boy versus girl, isn't it?
Yeah, but what's really good is that they said, oh, this is going to happen and she's going to shoot from here and have this ball because the WNBA, if you don't know, has a different size ball and a different 3-point line. She was like, no, both the same.
Yeah. Hey, well, look, Steph, you're shooting.
Do you know what?
For all the men, because if she beats you, women NBA is about to explode and the NBA is going to go down.
This can only be a good thing for women's basketball. It can only be a brilliant thing for that. But also, I am going to give...
Steph ain't losing that.
I don't know. Have you seen her?
Loses,
she's got the she's got the record, right?
Steph loses, he's choosing to lose.
She's got the record for the 3-point competition.
Arguably the greatest shooter of all time.
Oh, yeah, without doubt. But at the same time, she's an absolute machine. She's an absolute machine. So either way, she wins just by the fact that there's having this. But so fair play to Steph for going, all right, let's do this.
Didn't they used to have like 5 shooters? Now it's just like 1 NBA, 1 WNBA.
I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but honestly, okay. I just thought that is really good. That's going to be a really good thing. NBA versus WNBA effectively in the competition. It makes the All-Star game more interesting more than anything else. But that's it. That's the wrap up for this week.
Right. Can I go home and go to bed, Mark?
No.
I'm waiting to do that.
So thank you very much for listening. If you haven't gone back and listened to some of our other shows, why not? But if you're up to date, thank you. Stay with us. We've got loads more coming up. We've got some really good interviews in the pipeline. Done a couple today, and we've got some more coming up. So keep tuned and stay frosty and send us emails and like us and subscribe and all those things. I've been Mark.
Stop talking. I want to go home and go to bed, Mark. But yes, see you later. We have got a smashing interview coming up with Portsmouth FC basketball legend coming up next, and then we got some great ones soon. See you later.